The Roborovski hamster or robo-hamster is the tiniest and fastest of all hamsters, measuring about the size of a bean when born and no bigger than an adult's thumb or 2 to 3 inches when fully grown. These cautious small creatures originated in Mongolia, China, and Russia's deserts. Dwarf Roborovski hamsters are curious creatures who dislike being handled. While you stand outside their home, they are content to mingle with their own kind. While wire cages make maintenance easier, finding a large enough wire cage that can keep your Roborovskis contained while yet allowing them to run and play is tough. So get a big glass or plastic aquarium at least 24 inches by 12 inches and at least 12 inches high for 2 and add 12 by 6 inches to each addition. Mesh your hamster's cage to promote air circulation and prevent extraneous objects from falling into the cage accidentally. Allow your hamster to burrow by covering the bottom of the cage with at least 1.5 inches of shavings. Avoid using cedar or pine wood shavings since they can harm your pet. Roborovski dwarf hamsters thrive on action and entertainment, so invest in wheels, toilet paper tubes, and other fun items. It's ideal to get each robo his or her own set of toys, so if you get one, get them all. This also applies to food and water bottles. As a general guideline, avoid placing food or toys in areas where one of your pets could corner another. To maintain good health, provide a high-quality hamster diet supplemented with tiny amounts of fresh foods. Because Roborovski hamsters are nocturnal, which means they awaken at dusk and are most active at night. They are normally kind and only nip on rare occasions, but they are extremely swift and agile, making them challenging to handle. It's best to handle them at a location where they'll be easy to catch if they flee. While it's best if you just drop the goodies in with the food, your hamster can be trained to take treats from your hand. Place your hand, palm up, on the table with the treat in your fingers. The rest will be taken care of through natural curiosity. Roborovski hamsters are social animals and should be kept in couples or groups of the same gender. When the hamsters are young, it's better to form groups or couples. Never bring a new robo hamster to a group of existing robos. Newcomers may not live long enough. Your pets should survive for roughly 3 years if they are cared for properly. Roborovski hamsters have a sandy brown back and a white belly in their natural state. This allows them to blend in with their desert surroundings in the wild. Their eyes are similarly marked by prominent white markings. A white-faced Roborovski hamster exists, but it is not as frequent. Deciding to breed your Roborovski dwarf hamsters is not a decision to make lightly. You should carefully consider the temperament and health of the hamsters you are breeding so that the offspring can be the friendliest dwarf hamsters possible. You must consider what you will do with any babies that will result. Most pet stores already have established suppliers and they are unlikely to take your hamster's babies. If you weren't planning on breeding but you discover you have a pregnant female hamster, you will also need to know how to care for her and what to expect. Roborovski dwarf hamsters can attain sexual maturity as early as 5 weeks of age, however they normally wait until they are older to reproduce for the first time. When females are closer to 4 months old, they should be bred for the first time. Males can be bred by 3 months of age. Dwarf winter white Russian hamsters and larger Syrian hamsters are more difficult to breed than Roborovski dwarf hamsters. Furthermore, Roborovskis may only reproduce in the spring and summer months, and a female may not have her first litter until the following spring. The time your Roborovski hamster is pregnant is normally around 20 days, but can be up to 30 days. Because an animal can only be pregnant for a short period of time, while Syrian hamsters are only pregnant for around 16 days, you won't have to wait long to see if your hamster is having pups if you feel she is. Your female hamster will grow bulges on her flanks after a few weeks, suggesting that she is pregnant. If your hamster is also overweight, it may be difficult to detect if she is pregnant. Roborovski dwarf hamsters frequently have small pups. A litter usually contains 4 to 6 puppies, however larger litters are not uncommon. Syrian hamsters, for example, have been known to bear litters of over 20 pups. Puppies are born pink, nude, and with their eyes shut. They are completely dependent on their mothers to nurse, warm, and clean them until they are a little older. Before you separate your hamster puppies from their mother, make sure they are eating on their own. Once your hamster puppies have been nursed, they will be ready to go to their new human parents, although it is normally best to keep them for another 2 weeks to ensure they are eating well. Roborovski